Unmute my mic. There we go. I needed to unmute my mic. How's it going, everyone? Hope you're having a lovely day. We are back. Back again, as they say, and ready to rock. It's been a great day to be a Nintendo fan if you care about Nintendo performing well in the video game industry, because Nintendo is killing it. But before we get chit-chatting and Q&Aing and all that jazz, answering all your questions, I want to say hi to everyone in the chat. We have Corey Bohm here, Koopa Troopa Poopa, Mackenzie Peters, Liam Andrade, Joshua Smith, let's see here, Matthew McDonald, David Rubin is here. Let's see here, scrolling on down. James E13 is here. Is that everyone? Flippin's here as well. So yeah. How you doing? And yes, Corey Bohm, I did find a karaoke version. I almost sang it, but then I didn't. Crushing it. Corey Bohm hits us with our first super chat of the stream for $5 Canadian. Thank you so much, man. That's $3.70 in US. Let me get this started off right here. We can get the shotty shot in. Yeah, dude. Nintendo is crushing it right now. I don't know if you guys saw my prior video. It's okay if you haven't. I'm sure you saw the news elsewhere. There's been a lot of videos, a lot of news posts, a lot of tweeting, a lot of stuff coming out. Nintendo's latest financial report is insane. 60 plus, for starters, Nintendo made over $1 billion in a quarter. They haven't done that. I mean, this is like Wii DS days since they've done that. Cheers, by the way. And of course, we're talking about $1 billion in net profits. $1 billion. This same quarter last year was only like 100 plus million. So, yeah, pretty insane. But we need to talk a little bit about the rest of it, because we have 61 million Switches. So 5.5 million Switches sold. Half of the Switches that sold bought Animal Crossing New Horizons. Animal Crossing New Horizons, by the way, 22 plus million, crazy. Going to be by now, it's probably at 30 million based on the pace because it's only 3.5 months of data through the end of June. We're now into August. I wouldn't be surprised if Animal Crossing New Horizons is already over 30 million. Probably going to cross 40 million at some point this year. But yeah, I honestly, I'm really impressed in general. And one thing I want to bring up, because I've seen some comments, like comments on my video that I put up today, comments on Twitter, where some people were like, I don't get how Nintendo's crushing it. They only released 2 games this year. No, they haven't, actually. Nintendo has published 7 games this year, 4 of which are Switch exclusive, aka brand new games. Now, granted, only 2 of those games people might care about, but it doesn't change the facts. And you might understand why some of these games might matter in a bit, because, see, we all know about Animal Crossing, right? Animal Crossing New Horizons, 22 million, clearly carrying Switch like a mofo. Obviously, Paper Mario, the Origami King, we know about those. But also, there was that Jump Rope game they released for free, has millions of downloads right now. Oh, and by the way, did you know about Clubhouse Games, the 51 classic games? Nintendo published that one, $40, already over 1 million units sold of that. Those are 4 brand new games. Nintendo published them, all of them with millions of players. Yeah, needless to say, whatever Nintendo has thrown out so far has worked. This is in addition, of course, to other games. Remember Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX? Yeah, that came out. Nintendo published that game. Yeah, obviously we know it's like a, not a new game per se, but still came out. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I mean, does anything need to be said about that one? It sold like 1.27 million or 1.26 million, something like that. It is the fastest selling Xenoblade game of all time, and likely might cross 2 million in sales at some point this year to be the best selling Xenoblade game of all time, beating out Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which sold 1.7 million. So yeah, that is really great news for Nintendo and for Monolith Soft. Oh, and by the way, did we forget? Hello, they released Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE Encore Edition. So yeah, that's 7 Nintendo published games in 7 months. If we're completely honest, we're in August right now. Who knows what they're gonna have come out? So in 7 months, 7 games. I know we talk about how Nintendo's not bringing the goods, and I get it. Beyond Paper Mario, beyond Animal Crossing New Horizons, obviously we haven't had any big new games come out, but Nintendo has been giving us content. And it's undeniable that content has been paying off. Yes, Nintendo has probably benefited a little bit from the pandemic, especially with a game like Animal Crossing, which seems tailored to a pandemic. But yeah, I honestly think that people overlook how much Nintendo's actually been releasing this year. And who knows what else they're going to have for the rest of the year beyond Pikmin 3 Deluxe and Bravely Default 2. Because, by the way, Nintendo's the publisher on Bravely Default 2. So you can consider that a Nintendo game if you would like. So that's 2 more games we know are coming. Who knows what else we'll end up getting before the year is out. And that doesn't sound half bad. You start looking at what has Sony published. Well, Nintendo's published more games in 2020 than Sony has so far. Now you could argue Sony has published bigger games. But then have they? Because Animal Crossing New Horizons cannibalizes all of Sony's games this year with one title. So Nintendo's outselling Sony in general this year. Not just console-wise, but also game sales-wise. Even though, again, people are going to argue that, like, hey, for good reason people will argue, by the way, that, Sony has had better games come out this year. And that's fine. But Nintendo's got a variety of content coming out. Yes, a lot of ports, and more ports coming, and there'll be more ports coming next year. But for a lot of people, these Wii U games that come over, the Tokyo Mirage Sessions, the Pikmin 3 Deluxe, these games are like brand new games for a lot of Switch owners. So to a majority of the Switch's audience, that's 4 major games this year. Granted, I know Tokyo Mirage Sessions did not actually sell that well. It hasn't sold well in general. It's a terrible name for the game. If they had named it something better, I think it would have performed better, but it is what it is. T is here, by the way. T comes in. How are the Bucks going to lose to the Nets? SMH. Well, since you're bringing up the Bucks who are playing right now against the Miami Heat, this when they lost to the Nets, let me explain something here, because you're about to go off about how, Boston just destroyed the Nets and all that, and that's cool. They did. For starters, I watched the Boston Nets game. The Nets were worse with their starters than they were with their bench players. I'm just throwing that out there. They did not pass the ball. Curtis LeVert just kept dribble, and just killed the whole offense. I don't know if it's just because their starters haven't been playing, so they're really rusty. I have no idea why putting the starters in for the Nets was really, really bad in comparison to the bench. Their ball movement was horrible. They hardly shot threes at all, even though they had a lot of open looks. But that doesn't matter. How could the Bucks lose to the Nets? Well, one, we only had 3 of our 5 starters playing in the game. Those 3 of 5 starters, 2 of them who have been playing the whole time, Chris Middleton and Giannis, only played in the first half. Actually, Bledsoe only played in the first half too, but it was his first game back. So that's 3 of the 5 starters only played half the game. The other 2 starters didn't play at all. And we were playing big minutes with DJ Wilson. I don't even know if you know who that guy is, because he's not in the Bucks rotation. Sterling Brown, who has been in the rotation but is kind of out of it now that Pat Connaughton is back. We played big minutes of Frank Mason. Do you even know who that guy is? Like Frank Mason? We're playing huge minutes to him in the game. Robin Lopez, who only gets about 8 to 10 minutes a game, got like 20 plus. Like, we were playing a bunch of backups. We weren't even trying to win. And yet, we still almost won anyways. So, I don't really, what am I supposed to be concerned about? Today's game against the Heat, according to the coach, today's game against the Heat, Mike Budenholzer said that the Bucks will be playing close to their normal minutes. So what this means is, for the first time since the very first game in the bubble, the Bucks will be playing all of their starters for really the first time period, because this is the first game where all 5 starters started the game in the bubble. Now that Bledsoe's back, Wesley Matthews was hurt last game. Now he's back. So we have all 5 starters in and all of our bench, and we'll be doing regular playoff-like rotations against Miami Heat today. So today's game is actually a good measurement of where the Bucks are. As for the Bucks, played mostly normal minutes as well in the first game, but we also were missing Pat Connaughton and Bledsoe. So it, again, really wasn't, even though the Bucks won, it really wasn't necessarily a great look at things like today will be. Today is the first look we're going to see at what the playoff Bucks might look like. So, anyways, enough about that. We don't need to talk about NBA all day long. We can save that for a different stream. Let me see here. To be fair, Sony and Microsoft are prepping PS5 and Xbox Series X, not taking away from Nintendo's thunder. At the end of the day, I like all their games most of the time. Yeah, no, it's not taking away from anyone's thunder. Nintendo just has not gotten credit for publishing 7 games this year. 7 games in 7 months. Just because we haven't had a direct. Like a normal direct. I feel like Nintendo's kind of getting slighted a little because of that. What's up, Sab Vasquez? Welcome to the stream, man. Bucks, it's called shallow roster depth. I don't know that I would call it shallow roster depth. It's called, in the playoffs, you usually only play 8 to 9 guys. And last game, we had basically 5 of the guys not even playing. So, you're playing back of the bench guys against guys that, admittedly for the Nets, are back of the bench as well, but they're also guys that just played to get better together as a team. A lot of these guys the Bucks were playing, or have been playing so far until today, are guys that just don't play for us, at all, hardly at all, very little minutes. And now they're playing all these huge minutes, which they haven't done all year. So I'm not that worried about it. Today we get a look at, just like right now, the full Bucks starting rotations out on the court right now. Giannis just went full court and slammed it on their heads. No surprise there, though. Giannis has actually played really well the entire time in the bubble, beyond one bad possession at the end of a game the other night. But, in general, he's been really good. All right. I know a guy who didn't know Pikmin 3 came out until Pikmin 3 Deluxe came out. Yeah. Well, most people don't know about Wii U, so Flamesy, that's not surprising. Segment the Pikachu Fantasy here as well. Not surprising to be nice. Nintendo marketing strategy with the Wii U is garbage. I don't want to get into the Wii U stuff. I've had many streams and videos on the Wii U in the past about why I felt like it failed and all that jazz. And don't really want to revisit that today. Try to keep things more positive. In fact, my next video is going to be fairly positive as well. For all companies, to be honest, for Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. It's a Nintendo-focused video, but it's about some upcoming stuff, and I'm thinking Nintendo is sitting pretty right now. But we'll get into that video later when I make it. I've got a few notes for it now, but I got to finish my. Admittedly, I don't need to do a lot of research, but I need to finish my research for it, so I'll make sure that I get all my facts right. So, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a lovely day. I'm having an excellent day. My children have mostly behaved today, which, as a parent, that's like a bonus for kids that have been stuck at home for like 9 months, because we also had to homeschool them like almost the entire year, or almost the entire school year. And like, dude, it's crazy. My kids are literally like stuck at home all the time. They actually had a relatively good day so far today. I got to let Yulia, my significant other, my girl, sleep in. And then when she woke up, the house wasn't destroyed, so that's good. I mean, maybe had a little hanky-panky happen. She's at work now, and got all my college stuff sorted out. I had a few things to sort out still with college, because it starts on August 24th is when my next semester starts. So had to get some paperwork filled out for my youngest as well, because he starts kindergarten this year. So it's been a good day, and I actually touched a video game today. So there's that. Still haven't touched Fire Emblem Three Houses. Stay tuned. The live stream tomorrow, I am planning to play Fire Emblem Three Houses, assuming my capture card. I did a test with it today. It worked for a little bit, and then it went out, but I think I know what the issue is. Assuming that the issue I think with it is correct, I will be streaming Fire Emblem Three Houses during this time slot. When you guys see me right now streaming, I will still be doing a Q&A, but I will be playing Fire Emblem Three Houses for the first time. So I'll be playing that for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, answering your questions, chit-chatting with you guys, doing shots, all that jazz. Matthew McDonald says, I can see Pikmin 3 Deluxe selling 1+ million. Nintendo has the business. No $60 will sell well on Switch. I'm hoping that Pikmin 3 ends up selling like 2, 3, 4 million. And I know some people are going to be like, no, not at that $60 price tag. I don't really care about the $60 price tag. I care about Pikmin. None of the Pikmin games have sold like much more than 1 million. They basically sell 1 million, and that's it. I want to see a Pikmin game take off. So Nintendo gets Pikmin 4 out. If it could sell 2, 3 million, then by the way, this is the first time Pikmin's releasing on a popular Nintendo system. Keep this in mind. Pikmin 1 and 2 came out on GameCube. Pikmin 3 came out on Wii U. The 2 worst selling Nintendo platforms of all time. Besides, if you're not counting Virtual Boy. So, yeah. I want to see Pikmin 3 sell well, because it's the first time a Pikmin game's coming out on a popular Nintendo platform. Because if it hits 2, 3 million, we're getting Pikmin 4. So, yes. Yes. I hope it crushes more than 1 million. Just selling 1 million, I don't think is going to do anything for the IP. I mean, it gets an extra 1 million in sales, I suppose. But, and 1 second, speaking of the lady, she's calling me right now. Cool. So Melody's got her biological dad is coming to pick her up. And I guess he's taking all the kids. So I need to go let all the kids know. I'm going to play some music for you guys while you guys enjoy a little chair stream for a couple minutes while I go inform my children of what's happening so they're ready to go. So I will be right back. Mute my mic. All right, I'm back. Whew. Survived. Let's see what some people were saying while I was gone. Not too many chatting today, but that's okay. I love Nintendo, but my biggest something as a consumer, I wish Nintendo would drop the prices of their games. I don't like how Hey You Pikachu and Eevee are both $80 Canadian, brand new, beside Pokemon Sword. I know Nintendo's logic why they don't drop their game prices like everyone else. They believe something I also believe, but it doesn't mean that I don't think prices should come down after a few years. More often anyways. Nintendo believes the quality of the game doesn't change because the game is old. Now, a lot of consumers feel otherwise. They feel, well, Breath of the Wild came out in 2017. It's now 2020, almost 2021. Yep, it's still a great game, but you know what? It's an old game now. It should be cheaper. And Nintendo goes, but hey, Breath of the Wild is still just as good today as it was in 2017. So why should the value of the game drop? And that's Nintendo's logic on why they don't drop prices as often as other companies do, and definitely not as quickly as other companies do. I don't know that I always agree with that logic, but there are times where I guess I understand it. Because, again, it's true. I would still pay $60 for Breath of the Wild today. I would still pay $60 for Pikmin 3 today. Like, I would still pay these prices because these games are great and, to me, worth the $60. But for others, that's not the case anymore. And obviously for gamers on a budget, it'd be really nice for a lot of these games to come down in prices over time to make them more affordable. And part of the reason I think Nintendo games actually sell as well as they do is because people know the prices aren't going to come down. You could have bought Breath of the Wild, back at launch, and yeah, I know you can get it for $45 on Amazon, I think sometimes, even maybe right now. But the point is, you could have bought Breath of the Wild for $60 at launch, and know when you go to your local Walmart, it's still going to be $60 today, and that makes you feel really good about your purchase from 3 years ago too. So there's like a lot of people buy confidently knowing the prices aren't going to drop. So it's kind of a good and a bad, and I see both sides of the argument, and I don't really know what to say other than I like the way things are going for Nintendo in general. Even if I wish the prices came down some. Pikmin 1 and 2 and Wii makes only about 10 games of those got... What? I don't know what you're talking about. Mackenzie Peters, does anyone wish Nintendo would drop the prices of their games? I know only one Mario Odyssey, but on PlayStation 4, there's only one Bloodborne. Xbox One, there's only one... I know. We went over why Nintendo doesn't do it. Other companies do it because sales. They're trying to bump the numbers. Because it really feels like sales for other platforms on certain games drop off a cliff after the first couple of weeks. And that's why you see game sales drop so fast. I don't really know what to think about it, other than that's just what happens. Sorry, stop for a snack. It's okay, Corey. After a week away, my stream game is off point. A lot of other games are heavy on active online monthly user counts and need to drop price to keep those high. That's true too, and they sell a lot of DLC or microtransactions as well, so it's good to keep the game sales high over time. Nintendo, for the most part, heavily focuses on single player and couch co-op, which are less dependent on active user counts. That is completely true as well. I wonder, guys, are notifications going out for my stream? I don't mean the ones on Discord. I mean on YouTube. I have a theory earlier today, and I've noticed it because the notification rate is a lot lower on my video this morning, that I'm not sure notifications are going out on my channel today. I'll know later because YouTube gives you like a notification percentage, like how many notifications were sent out. So I'm just curious if any of you guys got to the stream through an actual YouTube notification. Pikmin 1 and 2 reported the Wii with motion controls. Yeah. They certainly were. Corey's like the only one chatting right now. This is getting crazy, Corey. This is getting crazy. Well, you know what? I'm going to chat too. Of course, I'm going to chat to my stream. But I'm going to chat with that. AKA, I'm going to super chat. Get another shot going. Whoa! Whoa! Too much head. That's what she said. Actually, I've never had a girl tell me too much head. Does that mean I'm small? Is that an insult to me? Sony State of Play is on. Yeah, I know Sony State of Play is going. I'm aware. I just don't care. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't care. I kind of don't care, though. And the reason I kind of don't care about the Sony State of Play is it's not PlayStation 5, and I'm not buying a PlayStation 4. I mean, I think there's might be some PS5 relooks at some third-party stuff, maybe. I don't know. I really haven't been checking the announcements, so I really don't know. Let me see here. I shouldn't really open my mouth for it. I just know that they said there wasn't going to be like new PlayStation 5 stuff. But all 3 Hitman games will be available in VR. That must be a news that came out of it. Dude, Kotaku completely changed their layout. I don't even know how to read their news now. Here it is, latest news. It's just in a different section now. Let's see here. Hitman games in VR. Man, I don't really know how up to date that news is. Let me hit up IGN. After all, IGN is supposed to be the biggest video game thing there is. So let's see here. Hood Outlaws and Legends. That's a PS5 announcement. Hood Outlaws and Legends. A third-party action game was announced for PlayStation 5 from Focus Home Interactive and Sumo Digital. Well, that might be a good game. So that might have been a nice PlayStation 5 announcement there. Maybe I should have streamed the State of Play today. Just in case. Maybe I should have streamed it. See, I know that I'm trying to cover more content at the channel, guys, but I'm trying to cover like PS5 and Xbox Series X content since I'm going to own those platforms. I guess I should have just realized that, there could have been a surprise announcement like that. Alan Wake comes to Control and an expansion. Here we go. All the big announcements. Here we go. Good on you guys. Crash Bandicoot 4 is going to have a new mode and a new playable character was announced. All right. Good for Crash 4. Hitman Trilogy, playable on PlayStation VR. Braid Anniversary Edition. So basically, it's almost like an HD of Braid. Looks like the art might have been redone a little bit. Let's see here. The Pathless. An archery-focused adventure game was shown. Okay. Spelunky 2 release date. Vader Immortal release date. It's a VR series update. Okay. Control AWE expansion was dated. Hood Outlaws and Legends. Temtem is coming to PlayStation 5. Well, that's not surprising. All right. That seems to be it. Okay. Decent. Cheers. All right. Did I just wet my pants? Maybe. I didn't get a notification. I saw it in my recommended, even though I'm subbed. See, Etchybot? Yeah, I have a feeling notifications aren't going out for any of my content today. It happens. Sometimes I get random days like this where notifications just don't go out. I'm still going to release my other video later today, especially since now my children won't be here, so I'll be able to spend a decent amount of time on that video. Make it as good as I can. Mackenzie Peter says, I don't want to sound cruel, but for me personally, Nintendo is not quite the same company from when I was younger. I'm not saying they're a bad company, but games like Breath of the Wild and Smash Ultimate have paid DLC. Paid DLC is a sign of the times. But I don't view paid DLC as always a bad thing. And I feel like Nintendo does DLC right most of the time. As an example, the Breath of the Wild DLC. Without that DLC, is Breath of the Wild a complete game? I think pretty much everyone would say, yeah, it's a complete game. So what did the DLC allow us to do? It gave us a reason to revisit the game. It didn't take away from the game. It gave us a reason to revisit the game. Smash Bros. Ultimate. Before they added any DLC, was Smash Bros. Ultimate not already the most jam-packed, worthwhile Smash Bros. Game of all time? I mean, go ahead and try to argue otherwise, but so what did the DLC do? Continue to bring people back to the game. So I think that DLC isn't a bad thing. I've never viewed DLC as a bad thing. DLC is a bad thing when they purposely take away from what should have been in the original game and then add to it, instead of finishing the game and then creating content later. Shadow King 1982 is here as well. I don't know what that Ermer Girl Sky was doing. Chan is here. There wasn't anything special in the State of Play. They showed Alan Wake in Control. Yeah, I read that news. I care. Other people who missing this stream. Bucks are playing Heat today. Will they drop another bubble game in a row after losing to the Rockets and Nets? I don't think they're going to lose today, assuming that what Mike Budenholzer said was correct. Mike Budenholzer today said that for the first game in this bubble, we will be playing all of our guys close to their normal minutes, which means he's treating this as a normal game. And what I mean by normal game is he's going to play all 5 starters close to 30 minutes, if not a little more than 30 minutes. He's going to use mostly normal rotations, and that's the kind of stuff you can look forward to in the playoffs. So we haven't done that yet in the bubble at all. The closest was the very first game we played. So yeah, like against the Rockets, we didn't play even Giannis his normal minutes. Against the Nets, we didn't even play 2 of our starters, and the other 3 starters didn't play past the first half. So like, the Bucks weren't exactly playing to win outside of the very first bubble game back, where they played 4 of the 5 starters they had available their normal minutes. And this is now the first game where we've had all 5 of our starters available, and we're playing them normal minutes along with the bench, as I think the Bucks are trying to ramp up for the playoffs now, because this is bubble game 4. There's only 4 more tune-up games left before the playoffs. So now the Bucks are trying to use these last handful of games to try to get things together. Now I do think the next game they're going to rest their starters again. I think they're going to kind of do like at every other game. So they're going to do this game, rest the next game, play them heavy the game after, rest the game after, then the final 8th game they're going to play their guys normal minutes as well, because the Bucks will have 3 days off before the playoffs begin. So I think that Bud's trying to space out how he's tuning things up. I know some other teams are obviously playing for seeding and playing to win every game they can. The Bucks aren't playing for seeding. So Bucks are all about staying healthy, but making sure that they take certain games serious enough that they're actually ready to go for the playoffs. And today is a good game for them to take serious, because the Heat are someone they might see in the playoffs, and they haven't beat the Heat yet this year. The Heat are I think the only team in the NBA the Bucks haven't beaten. So, and right now the Bucks are down 14 points. So I mean, the Bucks, it's good for the Bucks to actually, see what they can do and see if they can figure something out against this team that has seemingly been the only team in the NBA to so far consistently show they can beat the Bucks. Anyways, I don't know why we keep talking about basketball. It keeps coming back to basketball. Must have a lot of sports fans. This just makes me want to start covering sports at my other channel. I've talked about it before, but maybe I just need to do it. Start talking sports, because I like sports a lot. If I can find time to squeeze out a video a day over there or something. Godfall was on State of Play, and they had to say no microtransactions. It's sad the gaming industry is at a point a developer has to say they don't have microtransactions. Yeah, it happens. I'm excited for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, but I'm going to wait until next Christmas. That's okay. New theme title: Nate wets pants due to too much. I don't even play the Spirit Board stuff. Pikmin VR would be a lot of fun. I agree with you. Good Breath of the Wild DLC, but I'm going to tease you about Smash Bros. Ultimate. Where's my Waluigi? That's okay. Everyone wants what they want for characters in there. I got Banjo-Kazooie. Granted, it was through DLC that I still haven't purchased. I know, bad on me. The Genius Battle DFG says, hey friends, Pikmin 3 Deluxe is going to have online as shown on Nintendo's Pikmin 3 Deluxe page. Check it out. Is it? Let me see how the online works. Pikmin 3 Deluxe. So let's look at the official page here. Because I haven't looked at the official page yet, but I would love to see what they're doing for online. Or is it just like a symbol that says online play? Let me see here. Pikmin at your pace. Play side story missions. Okay. Tabletop, handheld, genre, play online. So it does have online play. We don't know what the online play means, if it's for co-op, if it's for bingo mode, but it has online play. So that's good. It's good. There are online play. Let's go Heat. Yeah, the Heat are playing very well right now, and they don't even have Jimmy Butler. Then again, the Heat have played really well without Jimmy Butler several times this year. So, I mean, that's not to discredit Jimmy Butler. Like, Jimmy Butler kind of smoothly fits in with the Heat. He's kind of like the perfect piece to put in there, especially for the playoffs. So, the Heat are dangerous, man. And I don't mean just to the Bucks, to the whole league, man. The Heat are legit. Them and the Raptors, I'm telling you. People think the East is, it's so easy for the Bucks. I'm telling you, the Heat and the Raptors are legit as hell and can beat anyone in the NBA. So, Corey Baum says, can we talk about how the Packers plan to stick with way past his prime Roger? Again, that's something that I would talk about on the other channel. I'm going to kind of... Sports talk comes up so much, I feel like I should start making videos about it on the other channel and promote it to you guys if you care about sports. I want to talk about sports. Because I love sports. I pay attention to a lot of sports stuff. So I could easily maybe get a video out a day over there if I tried. A lot of the starters are resting today for the Heat. Let me actually see. I don't know the Heat's roster as well as I'd like to. I know Jimmy Butler's out for sure. I know that much. Well, let's see here. Yeah, Haslam's not playing. I don't even know. Okay, Bam is playing. I don't really know. I don't know 100% on. Ooh, Giannis with the jumper. Nice. I don't really know your guys' roster that well. Who are your starters? Iguodala is playing, but he's not a starter for you guys to know that. He's a bench guy. Who are your starters? I don't even know. I feel like your starters are all playing except for Bam. I'm not Bam, except for Butler. But correct me if I'm wrong on that. I don't know the starting lineup for the Heat because I don't pay enough attention to the Heat. J-Lo popping off $25. Make me wanna holler. Let's go. Can't stay. Just wanted to pop in and say hello. Hi. How you doing, J-Lo? I hope you're having a lovely time. Let me get the shot rolling up here for you. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Oh, boy. Here we go. Hello. Just came from PlayStation State to play. It was alright. The Pathless looks good. Does it? That's good. Cheers. Dang it. My water's empty. Darn it. I'm out of water. I have to get some more. Whoa. Is that a flat? Is my light bulb going out? I hope it's not going out. Let me see here. SSR CR85 says, I've been fasting the last 2 weeks. Whenever I break the fast, I immediately get diarrhea. Have you experienced this? Yes, that happens with fasting. Yep. That happens with fasting. When I fast, I usually get diarrhea like a couple days in because it's mostly because I take a colon cleansing pill when I start a fast. So it clears out my colon entirely. And then when I'm done with the fast, which, by the way, when I fast, I still have protein shakes. So I don't just drink straight water beyond, unless I do a 2-day fast. Right now I'm on a week. My fast ends on Wednesday. So when I'm doing a week-long one, I still do protein shakes. When it's a 2-day fast, that's usually the max I do without eating, and I just have water. I usually poop right, like diarrhea, right when I come off it, and then it stops after like the first day. Yes, that is completely normal, at least for me, in my experience. Now, on this fast, I have obviously I've colon cleansed the last 2 days, and now I'll be going all the way to Wednesday with nothing but protein shakes and water, and obviously some alcohol once in a while, which is fine because obviously I have room for the calories. Let me see here. I've never had, Etchybot says, I've never had a chance to drop in on your streams, but I gotta go. Have fun, everyone. I hope Nintendo will announce something crazier before this year ends. We'll see. I hope so. I hope you're right. Let's see here. Shiny Rayo 1 says, hello, just game. Oh, yeah, I already read that. RedChaos173 says, honestly, I can't believe that after this Q&A that the Switch will outsold the NES. Will the Switch outsold the Wii in the future? Only time will tell. I hope so. I hope that it does. But we'll see. I don't know what, we know it's going to sell well the rest of this year. I expect it to hit 70 million by the end of this fiscal year in March of next year. But we'll see how many years ahead of sales it still has. Mackenzie Peters says, it's a pipe dream, but the day Nintendo stops adding characters to Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC, I would love them to release a Smash Bros. Ultimate Complete Edition with all characters and no downloads. I would too. $60. I'd love it, but they won't. They won't. I mean, maybe if they port Ultimate over to the next system, they'll do it for $60 with everything. But because I could see them doing that. I could see Ultimate. I honestly can see them skipping a new generation of Smash. If they can release Ultimate and it could sell like 10 plus, 15 plus million on their next gen system as a port for $60, I think Nintendo will forego making a new Smash game for that gen. I could be wrong on that front, but it is the most popular fighting game of all time. So I could see them extending it another generation and then seeing what's next. But we'll see. I have no idea. That also could free Sakurai up to make another Kid Icarus game or whatever else that he decides to do with his life. The Artisan says Super Mario Odyssey DLC now being rumored. What? Where's that rumor? Dude, that game came out in 2018. Why would they even bother with DLC right now instead of a new game? Where's that rumor at? Show me that rumor. Tell me where to find it. I gotta check this out. Must have popped off today at some point and I missed it. Show me that rumor. Show me that rumor. Wherever that rumor's at. Sorry, had work to do, but look at the box score. Celtics versus Night had no Kemba. Oh, you're talking. What was it about the Nets? You meant the Nets? Okay. Sorry, there was a different game going on. I didn't look at the box. I just know Boston was wrecking the Nets. And from the little bit I saw of the game, because I watched some of it, the Nets were not moving the ball. They were moving it like shit. Like, it was just garbage. I don't know what the hell the Nets were doing. Their ball movement just died. Maybe, what do you mean? They played Joe Harris 25. They played Allen 28. LeVert 27. I mean, that's their starters back. We didn't see any of those guys against the Bucks. And funny enough, Joe Harris was a minus 29 on the night. Talk about having a rough night. Ouch. Ouch. Tatum only played 18 minutes. But Jaylen Brown played 24. Hayward played 32. I just think that those guys didn't play big minutes because they didn't have to, because the guys were up by so much. Show me the money. RGT mentioned it in one of his vids and a few other peeps. Maybe not a rumor, but a theory. Have I played Chibi Robo on the GameCube? I have played it, And I think it's really good. I think it's the best Chibi Robo game in my opinion. We all had our bench in the whole second half. Yeah, it's understandable. Dude, the Nets suck. Okay, I know like I say that in the Bucks loss, but like I'm not worried about the Bucks until they actually try. And today they're trying, and they're not looking too hot right now. So maybe my Bucks are in over their heads. I have no idea. Or maybe they're rusty, or maybe I don't know. I don't know. It's the first game they've actually tried and had all their players back. So we'll see. The game's not over yet. Let's see here. Chibi Robo is an awesome game on GameCube, but don't pay too much for it. Yeah, dude, Chibi Robo on GameCube to me is the best Chibi Robo game. Family and Nate. Welcome, Eric Wolf. The artist at MLB have to wear masks in dugouts and in bullpen, etc. What a mess. MLB should have bubbled it if they were going to have a season. They should have picked a spot, threw all the teams there, sat there for 3-4 months, and called it a day. But that's not what they did. So I do think home court obviously is a big deal for anyone in the playoffs, not just the Bucks. But noticeably down in Orlando, Brook Lopez has been playing like a beast. Now, if you don't know, the Lopez brothers absolutely love Disney. They have a house that's like inside the Disney, inside the bubble at Disney. They own a house. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised that Brook Lopez is just going off down there. Unfortunately, Brook Lopez going off isn't going to equal the wins per se, but it is nice to see that he's shooting well again. Giannis has been shooting really well from 3 in the bubble. Giannis in general has been playing like a beast in the bubble. But Giannis is the kind of game that translates anywhere because it's not reliant on having to shoot really well. Whereas like, Chris Middleton, he's got to shoot well for his stuff to come through. Stuff like that. Now Bledsoe's only in his second game back, and I don't know how in shape he is. Plus he had COVID. So I really don't know how in shape Bledsoe is yet. I know he always looks like a brick house. That's because he takes good care of his body, but we'll see. I'm not going to worry about things yet. Now, if we get blown out by the Heat while playing all our guys' normal minutes, then I might worry. But it's not really a blowout yet. It's like the 13, 14-point game, and that can swing in like 2 minutes in the NBA. So, the Chibi Robo Amiibo from the Wii U days must be worth some good money. Maybe. NHL has been doing touches inside their bubble for the home team. Is there going to be the West to win it this year? I'm telling you. Drew Bledsoe. You can laugh all you want about Drew Bledsoe. I know. It's just an insult to Eric Bledsoe. You can laugh all you want, man. It's not like Terry Rozier went any further in the playoffs than the Bucks have. Just throwing that out there. Boston hasn't gone anywhere past the Eastern Conference Finals without the big three. So, the GameCube is probably my favorite Nintendo console of all time. You have your Nintendo mainstays, but you also have Nintendo games many people don't remember, like Custom Robo and Battalion Wars. There's a lot of good games on GameCube. If you honestly go through the whole library, there's a lot of good games that people don't even talk about. Oh, that was terrible. Terrible. Okay. So Marvin Williams plays for the Bucks. And in his prime, Marvin Williams is a really, really good role player. I don't know if he fits. It's not his offense that worries me. Like, he just shot a 3, missed it. It's whatever. It's not his offense that worries me. Defensively, he's so bad at communicating and rotating. Like, that entire last play where the guy got an easy score with Middleton and Marvin Williams, because Marvin Williams didn't even move. Middleton was, like, covering 2 guys. Like, what the hell was Marvin Williams doing? Like, he just doesn't fit. He just doesn't fit. And that sucks, because the Bucks have tried this 2 years in a row to get a backup for Giannis that fits, and have failed. Last year was Mirotic, failed. This year's Marvin Williams, and to me, it doesn't look like it's working out. He has just not looked good in a Bucks uniform. I don't even think for one game. I don't know if it's the system. I don't know what it is, but he just doesn't fit. I hope I'm wrong. And maybe he just needs more time because he hasn't been with the Bucks very long. But talking about the Brewers. The Brewers just won 1-0 yesterday. I don't really talk about the Brewers this year because I think the whole season's going to get canceled anyways, whereas the NBA season's going to finish. Sony State of Play just wrapped, and it's kind of a lackluster. Showed a lot of Godfall gameplay for PlayStation 5, the show, and it looked generic and bland. Okay, The Artisan. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I read the news afterwards, but I didn't watch any of it, so I got no idea. No idea. I don't know why I'm using that word. That word's dumb. Nate, stop using dumb words, dang it. Stop making crap up and slurring things just to try to be funny. Funny. I don't have a hockey team. I don't watch hockey. Don't care about hockey. Not a hockey fan. My dad's a hockey fan. Eric likes hockey. I am not a hockey fan. By the way, guys, tomorrow night on the Nintendo Prime podcast at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, Eric Moore returns. That's right. Eric Moore returns to the podcast. In fact, it might be a Nate and Eric only podcast. We'll see. For his first one back. See what Eric's been up to. Eric Moore, baby, everyone. Coming back tomorrow night to the Nintendo Prime podcast. Cheers. Nintendo Prime. NFL is going to get canceled also. Yeah, if they don't bubble it, which it doesn't look like they're going to. Not that the NFL is going to have a season this year either. I think they're going to try to start a season. Don't think it's going to finish, though. Ching, ching. Cha-ching, $1 Nintendo Prime. Just wanted to see that super chat revenue at the $30 mark. Yeah. Too bad the GameCube didn't do as well as Nintendo hoped. I know. If the GameCube would have did really well, I wonder if Wii would have even happened. Because I think Wii was like a product of the GameCube not doing well. Made Nintendo change direction. Just like I think Switch was almost a product of the Wii U not doing well. Of course, it's weird because obviously the Switch feels like an evolution of Wii U. But truly, I think it exists because the Wii U didn't do well. Hell yeah, Eric. Really excited to see you two together again. Has COVID kept you guys apart? Yes. Eric and I have not hung out 6 months. Like, I've seen him a couple times. Like, for a few minutes. And we still talk here and there. A couple times a week. We'll text each other and stuff. But we have not hung out, played video games together. I don't even know if he's going to be here in person. He might be doing it at home. So I don't know that he's even going to be coming over. Pretty sure he's not coming over. I have to confirm with him tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure he's not coming over. So yeah, it's one of those situations where it hasn't affected our friendship. We've gone years without talking much before. Our friendship isn't affected by it, but he's a good guy that he's been struggling with things more than I have. But he's got other things going on in his life that, my life improved and isn't dramatic anymore. Now his life is. It is what it is, Not everyone can be all happy-go-lucky all the time. But he should be back talking video games, and I'm sure he's glad to be back talking video games tomorrow. The Wii was planned before the GameCube release. Motion controls were planned. Yes. Motion controls were planned for the GameCube. But if GameCube blew up and legitimately competed with the PS2, like if GameCube had sold 80 million, I don't know that they would have just abandoned traditional controllers for that Wiimote. I think they might have offered it as an option. But I also don't think they would have released a weaker system either. I think they would have released an HD system. So, yes, motion controls was a thing Nintendo was experimenting with the GameCube. But I don't know they would have went with low power motion control only system. If GameCube would have blew up instead of bombing. But we obviously know that didn't happen. So, we gotta work with the facts. GameCube was basically a letdown for Nintendo. So, Can the Bucks close this gap a little before half? Let's see. Let's find out. Come on, hit that, Middleton. Come on, Giannis. Oh, nice fight for the... Well, I can't knock our effort. I mean, we just got 3 offensive rebounds in a row. Go Bucks. At least they're trying. So I gotta give... See, today's the real test for the Bucks to see where they're at, because I know they're down big right now, but they're putting in the effort. I want to see effort. I don't want to see them just lay down and say, "Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's a bubble game." Like, nah, let's just try to get back in this thing. Was really the same power-wise too. Yeah. It was basically a GameCube again. I mean, it was technically more powerful than a GameCube, but not. It was like the same technology, clocked up a little bit. The GameCube also laid the foundation for 3DS. The ergonomic 3D was planned to be a feature in Luigi's Mansion. Yeah, I remember that. That was the thing being talked about back then. Huh. Well, didn't expect that today. Apparently, Dr. Disrespect's back. He's streaming on YouTube right now. It's crazy. Because he's streaming, right? But it's just an intro screen. It's just an intro splash screen. That intro splash screen's been up for 45 minutes. He's got 314,000 people watching him. He's getting all these new members, all these super chats. He's making a shitload of money right now, right? I mean, I'm just looking at his top chats and everything. Now, he always makes a shitload of money in every stream. But like he's probably in 40 minutes now made like $4,000, and he's not even live himself. It's just an intro splash screen. Granted, it's a really kick-ass intro splash screen. Like, a really kick-ass one. But, it's hilarious. Still want to know what actually happened between him and Twitch. I don't know if we'll ever find out. Maybe he'll address it today. Anyways. You guys got any more questions? Anything you would like to talk about? Or shall I go get to work on my... next video? I'll leave it up to you guys. You guys in the chat can decide. Finally, Middleton, you hit a 3. It's about time. Plus, then I can put the game on my big screen right now. I got the remote right here. The big screen over here that I rarely ever use. Nice 4K TV that's just chilling, waiting for next gen. That's right. I got my next gen TV all ready to go. Network error. Oh, I just turned the TV on. Hold on. Gotta give it a second to connect. Because it's over Wi-Fi. I just love the GameCube. Every time I boot that system up, a smile goes across my... Something like that. God, I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen the GameCube logo. GameCube logo splash screen. There you go, Giannis. Bucks making a little run to end the first half. That's what they need to do. Make a run. See if they can chop this down closer to like 12. Good defense. There you go, Bucks. Giannis, you gonna hit the 3? Oh, it rimmed out. Oh, he was feeling it. God, it rimmed out. That's the worst feeling when you shoot a 3 in a game. Like when I used to play in Y leagues and stuff, you shoot a 3 in a game and it rims out. Oh, you're like, man, you were off by like a centimeter when it does that. Oh, it's really frustrating. I said next gen. That means PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X too, buddy. Buddy, not just Switch. Heck, Brook Lopez with the 3. No, Bucks making the run. I do have a console, Nate, that gives you a smile on your face. I had the Switch. Matthew Bobby says, I wasn't a huge GameCube fan, but it did have Resident Evil 4 as an exclusive. And man, that was a great game. Eric's literally texting me about the Bucks game right now as I'm talking about this. Man, maybe I'll get a sports video out today, huh? My kids aren't here. I might have time to get my next video on the channel done and get a sports video at my other channel. Hey, you guys want to follow my other channel? I might change everything up on it today. Hold on. It is a featured channel on my thing. If you guys want to subscribe. I mean, last thing I played there was Madden franchise mode. If you can't tell, I like sports. So let me link you. It's got 840 subs. It's legit. It's legit. So maybe I'll get a video out there today. Stream's kind of going a little slow today, which is okay. What's up, Juan Castillo? What up? I like the look of Genshin Impact. Is that coming to Switch, Nate? I don't know. Genshin Impact. I am looking right now. I don't believe it is. Oh, it is. It is coming to Switch. Yep. It's coming to Switch. So there you go. One little Google search. It's coming to Switch. I know that we want to keep it family friendly here, but every time people ask me how I like the GameCube C-Stick, I tell them it's like my girlfriend's nipples. Yeah. Yeah. You get them. You play with those. You play with those nips. Or is it like your girlfriend's nipples? She only has one. Ho! Bazinga. God, I haven't used that bazinga word in so long. Let's see here. What's up, JNC? Welcome to the stream. Do you think we'll get an English physical release of Crystal Chronicles Remastered? Do I think we'll get an English physical release of Crystal Chronicles Remastered? Ooh, good question. I hope so. I doubt it, but I hope so. Perky nipples. Jeez. T, serious question. Are you worried about the rumors that Golden State Clippers are recruiting Giannis while in the bubble? Similar how the Olympics caused LeBron to go to South Beach with Wade? No. I'm not worried about it at all. Not worried about it at all. Giannis isn't going anywhere. Not worried about it. Even if the Bucks get bounced in like the first round, which no one thinks they'll get bounced in the first round, but if they did, I'm not worried about it. It's such an unusual year. A whole momentum ruined, home court gone. I'm not worried about it. He's not going anywhere. Plus the Bucks have him for a whole nother season anyways. So like they can recruit him all he wants, but he's still a Buck for one more year. Like people forget he's not a free agent. Go ahead, recruit away. He's got a whole nother year with the Bucks to get this done. So I'm not worried about it. At all. And I bet you Giannis ends it in a hurry. I will worry if Giannis does not sign the Supermax in the shortened offseason. If he doesn't sign the Supermax, then I'll be like, well, that means he's considering leaving. But I bet you he signs a Supermax pretty much the first day it's offered. I don't think there's any doubt in Giannis's mind about it. He said the only reason he'd leave the Bucks is if they weren't trying to win a title. The Bucks are clearly trying to win a title. So. Whether or not they win one, I have no idea. But they're clearly trying to. He's not going to demand a trade. If you think Giannis is going to demand a trade, you don't know Giannis. He will play out his contract and just be a free agent when the time comes. If he wants to leave, he will not demand a trade. That's a very American thing. Giannis is an extremely loyal person. Even if he's going to leave, he won't make a ruckus about it at all, and he won't demand a trade. That's just not the way Giannis is built as a person. Anyways, doesn't matter. Guys, got anything else you want to talk about? If we're gonna keep talking about sports, I'm just gonna go so I can try to get a video done for that channel and get my next video on Nintendo Prime done. Ba-boo. All right. I think that about does it. I think we're going to call it a stream, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know it was a little hectic, a little bit of a funky one. But yeah, I'm going to try to get another video done today. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get another video done today. I'm literally going to go right after the stream and start working on it. So, and who knows, I might get a video up at my other channel as well if you guys would like to follow it. It's youtube.com/user/Nate Janc, I believe is it? I have no idea. Something like that. I think. I should probably check. Maybe it's not user. Maybe that's what I see when I go to it. Maybe it's /C. No, it's definitely /user. So we'll see what happens at that channel. That channel doesn't make any money or anything either, so it's just for fun. So, all right, catch you guys later. Peace. I'm gonna be doing sports on that channel. Yes.